Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Please subscribe and come back often to get more no frills, no nonsense valuable health information. If a corporation that owns a giant chicken factory farm wants to make more money, what does it do? The answer is they make the chickens grow abnormally fast, even if it's not good for their health or yours. When I was growing up, local farmers fed the people, not corporate farmers. We ate chickens that ran around in the yard eating worms, grass, and other things nature meant them to eat. The meat was as fresh as it could be, and from the time the chicken was killed for dinner and the time we ate it was only a few hours. They didn't come from hundreds of miles away after being rushed raised in a cramped stall. Now almost every chicken is grown in a tiny space from birth to death, and the bottom line is profit, not healthy meat. Most people aren't aware of the journey of a chicken from birth to the time it gets to their table. Imagine that factory farm chickens gain, unnaturally, more than 1.76 ounces every day. As a result of this force feeding, their immune systems, organs, and legs can't keep up. So they develop a range of harmful physical ailments. Because the chickens are unhealthy, the health of people who eat the meat is also negatively affected. Why do chickens become sick? Because they live in cramped, unsanitary conditions on factory farms. The contamination from feces and the stress placed on the animals lead to further bacterial growth. All of these factors have a negative impact on human health when consuming the meat. Here are more major reasons why factory farm chicken is unhealthy. Bacterial contamination. Crowded conditions on factory farms cause the rapid spread of bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli, which can easily contaminate the chicken meat if proper hygiene practices aren't followed. Antibiotic overuse. To prevent disease outbreaks in such close quarters, factory farms often give the chickens antibiotics, and this contributes to the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria in humans who eat the meat. Stress on animals. The stressful living conditions on factory farms weaken the chicken's immune system, and this increases the risk of bacterial contamination. Genetic manipulation. Chickens bred for factory farming are often genetically modified to grow really fast, which can lead to skeletal abnormalities and other health issues. Poor quality diet. Factory farm chickens don't eat healthy diets. It doesn't contain essential nutrients, which affects the nutritional value of the meat. Factory farms also use steroids, hormones, medicated additives, vaccines, and pesticides. To make matters worse, you also have the presence of industrial pollutants, staph bacteria, drug residues, and parasites. The FDA estimates that 80% of antimicrobial drugs are given to farm animals. If you live close to an industrial animal farm, you have a good chance of coming in contact with antibiotic-resistant bacteria. This is what happens to slaughterhouse employees. These farms are often tainted with fecal waste residue, as well as E. coli and arsenic. The company Foster Farms Chicken may have infected and sickened more than 10,000 people due to this contamination. More than 1/4 of salmonella found in retail chicken breasts were resistant to 5 or more different classes of antibiotic treatment drugs. Antibiotic-resistant E. coli from chicken has been linked to bladder infections in women. Even organic chicken can be infected with superbug bacteria. Because of the way the animals are raised and genetically manipulated, the meat is also higher in calories and fat. An estimated 99% of chickens currently being farmed in the United States are confined in factory farms. There are 2 types of factory farm chickens: layer hens and broiler chickens. Layer hens are raised to produce eggs. Most layer hens in the U.S. spend their lives about 2 or 3 years in a battery cage. They're bred to lay more than 300 eggs a year. In these crowded cages, they can't spread their wings, take dust baths, perch, nest, or lay eggs as they would in nature. When their egg production declines to the point they're no longer profitable, they're sent to a slaughterhouse. Broiler chickens are raised to produce meat. They make up 95% of the land animals slaughtered for food globally each year. Young female chickens called pullets are bought and debeaked to prepare them for when they begin laying eggs. The eggs they lay are taken and sent to an industrial hatchery, where they are warmed in incubators. The newborn chicks are then vaccinated, crated, and transported to another farm, where they are grown for a few weeks as broiler chickens. They are released as day-old babies into a shed with little to no access to outdoors, alongside thousands or tens of thousands of other chicks. The chicken houses can be the length of several football fields and as wide across as a gymnasium. Each bird has less than a square foot. Farmers keep the lights on in the grow houses so the chickens won't sleep. This forces the birds to spend more time eating than they naturally would. After about 45 days, when the birds grow to about 6.4 pounds, workers are sent to catch the chickens by hand and take them to the slaughterhouse. Imagine a space smaller than a sheet of notebook paper. This is the size of the space the broiler chicken must live in and lay eggs on. While in the battery cage, they get rained on by excrement, urine, and other droppings from the cages stacked above them. The floors of the cages are made with wire mesh, so the chickens can't scratch the floors for dust to clean their feathers with, which is what they naturally do. Broiler chickens are selectively bred to grow so quickly that if a human grew at the same rate, they would weigh 660 pounds by the time they were 2 months old. They grow so quickly that vital organs like their hearts and lungs are not able to support their bodies, which leads to just one example of the many diseases and disorders broiler chickens experience: congestive heart failure. Their bones, joints, and muscles are also not genetically equipped to support them, making it difficult for most broiler chickens to walk. They are typically in so much pain that it's hard for them to move. The chickens on my grandparents' yard could live up to 10 to 15 years, but chickens bred on factory farms for egg production only live about 5 years. Broiler chickens reach their market weight in about 6 weeks. Then catchers put them in crates, and they're driven for up to 12 hours without food or water to the slaughterhouse. Because of their poor health and living conditions, they would likely die within 2 weeks of when they are transported, even if they were not slaughtered. In factory farms, layer hens are killed at the age of 2 or 3, when their egg production slows or stops, and made into chicken soup or liver pate. Male chicks on layer farms are killed almost immediately after they are born. What are healthy alternatives to eating factory-raised chicken? You can research companies that sell organic chicken. This is a good start because these chickens are not raised with chemicals, additives, or hormones. But companies that sell pasture-raised chicken offer an even healthier alternative. These chickens spend the majority of their lives on fresh pasture, eating bugs, grass, and legumes. They are moved daily to increase the amount of green forage and proteins they eat. They are free to explore and live the way nature intended. When you eat these chickens, you'll be doing your health a big favor. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and return to get more valuable health information. Until next time, be safe, be well, and be prosperous.